Hi everyone, Kira Schaefer here. What does it look like when we start the process of changing our limited thinking? Now, it's interesting because we have a built-in system already inside of our consciousness, and this built-in system says the thinker thinks and the prover proves. So we are continually proving ourselves right, whether it's through limited beliefs or limited thinking, or whether it's through evidence that we see on the street, is out in public with people, or whether we continue to see evidence that our original thinking, which usually is borrowed thinking, is accurate. So it's interesting because it's difficult to discern what's thinking is mine, what thinking is mine, what thinking is someone else's, or it's something that I grew up with, right? And so as we're discovering ourselves, as we're getting clear about ourselves, because I hope that that's what your purpose is. If you're watching these videos, your purpose is to take some pretty radical responsibility and allow yourself the opportunity to create a new anything, a new life, a new relationship, a new friendship, a new joy, a new hobby even. You're discovering yourself, right? So when we look at something like limited beliefs, we can hear a belief and then we can counteract it if we wanted to with its opposite. All right, so if I say, everybody hates me, I should go eat worms, and then I counteract it with the over positive, which is, I am loved, right? That's a great statement, but not believable generally. So it's hard for us to hold on to I am loved if my originating thought is, no, you're not, right? So how do we find the balance? We have to enjoy the opportunity to open up to a different way of speaking to that part of ourselves that has been pretty down on us, okay? Because the conscious mind is very negatively geared. Its job is to keep us safe. The conscious mind is also considered the egoic mind. So that conscious mind is like, I'm awake, I'm aware, all the dangers are here. I think this thought, I prove it true by continuing to look for it to be true. Now, the opposite is also true, though. So if my mind is more positively geared, I'm going to see things a bit differently. I'm going to see where I'm proving the thought that everything is working out for me and all good things are coming to me. I'm going to start seeing that more and more. But it takes a little time. If you've been stuck in one train track, right? If you've been stuck there and then you're like, I'm going to switch train tracks. It's not as easy as that. It's just allowing the opportunity to go way ahead down the road, right? Or way back before the train starts to shift, is to be able to say, maybe that negative thought is true. But maybe there's some other good things that are happening in this world. So we're going to play with this idea. And it is my hope that you just enjoy this. Sit back, relax, take a few deep breaths. I'm going to meander this through. There's no script here. I'm just going through my mind. So if we start with a negative thought like, I'm not loved. Everybody hates me. Okay, let's start there. Because sometimes that's a good place to start. There's really only two. I'm unlovable or death. So let's just start with unlovable first. I'm unlovable. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. Oh, I can see that being unlovable, I've considered that a bad thing. I've decided that being unlovable is a bad thing, and I've made that be true in my mind. But I also know that there are a lot of people in this world who care about me. There are a lot of people, and even if they're not a lot, maybe they're just a couple. But those couple people that really think highly of me really make a difference in my experience and make a difference in my day. I love feeling better about how people show up for me. Now, I know I don't have to have people show up for me, and I know that I don't have to show up for people, really. But I also know that it feels good when someone says a kind word. I like it when people say kind things to me. I like it when I can start my day and I know that there are good things available for me here. I don't know when I'll feel them or when I'll experience them, but I know that they are there because people do feel good on a day to day basis. And I'm a people. I like being a people. I like knowing that I'm a people. I am that too. I can feel good for no reason at all. I know that even if I feel good for no good reason at all, that I'm in the process. I'm in the process of learning how to feel better. And as I'm learning to feel better, I'm becoming more and more willing to be willing to be clear about who I am at a deeper level. And as I'm learning about who I am, I know there's going to be times where there's going to be these ups and downs. And I know that there's old thoughts in my mind, but I know that they may not even be mine to begin with. So I'm allowed to bring forward a new thought, a new idea. I like new ideas. I like new thoughts. I like new possibilities. I enjoy understanding that as I'm creating from this space of possibility, that good things can come to me. They can make their way to me. They can get closer and closer to me. And I like feeling good. I really do like feeling good. I like feeling good every day, even if it's just for a moment. Maybe it's just this moment that I feel pretty good. And even if I just feel pretty good now, I might even feel better later. I like feeling better and better and better and knowing that I'm growing, knowing that I'm developing, knowing that I'm harmonizing more and more with my truest self. I'm getting clearer about the idea of lovable. And if I am lovable, I'm really open to getting a sense of that more and more. And I wonder when I'm going to feel even more lovable than I do right now because I like feeling good. I like knowing who I am. I like that even if I don't quite know who I am right now, I'm in process. And being in process right now matters to me. Oh, and I know that there are things in this world and there are people in this world that are really capable of taking me out of that feeling of peace and love and bliss and kindness to myself. And, I don't feel like I need to have them as much in my life in the way that they've been before. That maybe even as I continue this thought of possibility, that it might be possible that they shift as well. I'm not concerned about that or whether they do or don't. All I know is that I'm into feeling good. And I like this process of unfolding and feeling good more and more every day. I'm trusting, or at least beginning to be willing to be trusting, so that I know that if anyone else can do this, if anyone else can have a good day, if anyone else can be positive and uplifting, that I can too. It's so fun and fascinating to play with this idea of understanding and learning about myself more and more. And so when we look at something like our thought process, right, we have this opportunity. We have this opportunity that in that moment of despair, all we have to do is take one tiny little step. It's a little half step. And it makes a difference. I remember one time I was complaining to my husband, and he said, and I was just going on and on and on about what was bad and wrong and terrible, and I hated it and everything. And he looked at me and said, "Is there anything going right?" And it took me a moment, and I just took a step back, and I was like, yeah, there's tons of things going right. Tons of things. Even those things that we have zero control over are going right. There's Neil deGrasse Tyson is I don't know, astrophysicist. I don't remember his title. And he talks about how, and informs us about how we're all just moving at massive speeds through the universe. It's not like we're stagnant and there's a sun and we're moving around the sun. No, we're spinning around the sun going, I don't even know how many miles per hour, but so fast. We are going so fast all the time. And yet, the world still spins on its axis. We still wake up in the morning. Nothing really catastrophic happens. Every once in a while, we have something that happens, of course. But ultimately, we are on a trajectory and we're moving forward. And we are doing all of this perfectly without any interference or very little interference. And we're just there, you know? So if all of those things can conspire for our good, we can offer a little bit of effort in the direction, which isn't even effort at all, to be able to connect the dots in our thinking so that we can feel even better than ever. So take your time, hear my dog walking around, and enjoy the flow. Enjoy the process. I believe in you. Take care.